let's finish up with the user's ranking, or by getting the total earnings or revenues. And we are going to, based on this one, to rank the creators. At the moment, this data is too raw, meaning that there is no ranking or position for this one, and also we cannot determine the total amount that a user has gotten, because a user can have many posts. For example, user A can have one post with this one at the same time with different amount. So how are we going to combine all these amounts and also rank them based on the amount? This is where we're going to use what is called aggregation pipeline in MongoDB. When we say aggregation pipeline, it's a sequence of stages that processes data records and returns computed results. So for this one, we can have many stages. So let's go ahead and then implement that. Back to the earnings, which is the earnings controller. We are going to use what is called aggregation than to use the find method. So here I'm going to write the logic and then I will explain what I mean. Instead of using .find, we are going to use what is called aggregate, and then a function call and then array as that. And then inside, we are going to provide what is called stages. So here as an object. And the first stage is grouping, meaning that we want to group the authors. So if I provide $group, and then I want to group the authors by the field called user. So here we're going to provide _ID and specify the property on that document. So here we're going to have it as user. If I save this one and then hit send, as you can see, we have this as that. Well, this is unexpected result. Let's check. Well, for the field, you have to use the $ as that. Make sure that this property exists on the document. So if I try again, as you can see, now we have grouped them according to the ID of the users. So here, we can add a property. So I will say that, comma here, and then the total amount. For this one, you can use any property. And then as an object, we're going to use what is called the operator as sum. And we want to sum up a field called amount on the document. So here, quote, $ and then the amount. If I save it, now let's see. We have the total amount for this particular user. Remember, we had one creator having 0.2 twice. So it's going to add this one to give us this one as that. Awesome. That is the group stage. The next stage is going to be what is called lookup stage. So here after the first stage, comma here is going to be the lookup stage as $lookup. Supposed to be object, sorry. And then lookup as an object. And here I'm going to write the logic, then I will explain. Users here, and then the lookup field. I'm going to use quote or double quote _ID, and then the foreign field. Also use _ID, and then as I'm going to use user. This operator called lookup is going to perform what is called a join with the user's collection to fetch user details for each earning record. So here we're going to use what is called from users and local field and then the foreign field as user. When we say local field, it simply means that what identify this particular user, and the one that is unique is the _ID, likewise the foreign field. So with this one, let's try out. As you can see, we have pulled the user from that user collection, in this case Masintech. All right, as you can see here that we are not calculating the total earnings on this user. So it means that we can remove this one because we are performing the aggregation over here, right? Awesome. And then the last stage is going to be unwind. So here as comma, and then next stage as $ unwind, and then use $user. What does it mean? This one is going to deconstruct the user array field from the lookup stage to transform each element into a separate document. So if I do that and save, now let's see, and this is what we have. Last step is that we are going to sort as, then provide $ and then sort, and then provide the total amount. We want to sort by total amount, and then it's going to be -1, the highest first. Now let's see, at the moment we have one user because this user has some views and some amount to be calculated. So on the front end, if you view a new post and then we run the logic, you're going to have a new earnings record. Next step is that I want to add what is called rank field, either first, second, or third. So I will say that add a rank field to each document, and it's going to be as earnings, which is this one. So it means that I have to change this one to let, because I'm going to override this one. Earnings is equal to the earnings array dot map, and then I'm gonna pass in callback function. We have access to the individual earning and the index of the earning, and here we are going to return and then spread all the earning, and then we're gonna add what is called rank, and it's going to be as index +1. Now let's see, if I save it, you're gonna see ranking also here as 1. Awesome. So guys, this is how we implement the ranking